there's a 5 minutes pictorial of our friend Kamran Arif. Agar wo chala de, and Sabah will speak to that. Thank you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, मुझे ज़रा अजीब लग रहा है कि मैं आज यहाँ कामरान को याद कर रही हूँ क्योंकि कामरान इज़ सो अलाइव इन आवर मेमोरीज़ एंड इन आवर थॉट्स. जी मैंने इस फ़िक्र से कि मैं ज़्यादा इमोशनल ना हो जाऊँ तो मैंने कुछ लिखा है कामरान के बारे में, क्योंकि कामरान को मैं काफ़ी अरसे से जानती थी. शिवान ने काफ़ी ज़िक्र कर लिया है. अगर आप ये स्लाइड्स वो कर लें, दिखा दें, तो स्लाइड्स मैंने इकट्ठी की हैं कामरान की. कामरान और was inspired by Asma, and I think since his student days, I think we can spot, at least I can spot Dr. Fakir Hussain also in this picture, and Kamran is the second from left. Fakir Hussain Sahab was the second from the right. Kamran was not just a brilliant lawyer who was passionate about human rights. He was, of course, associated with HRCP since his student days, but he was also a very sensitive photographer, and he was also a very unconditional friend who supported you through thick and thin. So for me, Kamran was more than a colleague. He was more than a teacher. He was very generous with sharing his knowledge. But he was also very committed to South Asia, to issues of human rights across South Asia. Please. ये है कामरान के बचपन की तस्वीर. जो कामरान को जानते हैं वो अम्यूज़ होंगे. कामरान की बचपन की तस्वीर है. शायद मुझे आज डांट देता कि ये क्यों दिखा रही हो, लेकिन आई जस्ट थॉट. और ये जो स्माइल है कामरान के चेहरे पर इस तस्वीर में, वो स्माइल उसका कभी नहीं गया. अगली तस्वीर दिखाएं. ये वही स्माइल है जो कामरान के चेहरे पे रहता था. हमेशा मुस्कुराता, हमेशा ह्यूमरस. टेंस सिचुएशंस में भी कोई ऐसी बात कर लेता था जिससे हर एक हंस पड़ता था. दिस इज़ Kamran and his wife Svetlana. It was taken in Mauritius. I took this picture and he complimented me saying, "Tum अच्छी photography कर लेती हो." So I was very, very flattered because I'm not a good photographer. This is Kamran with Rahman Saab and Samina at the AJ conference in 2018. He was a big supporter. We can go on and on, but I have added, please ये आप करते जाइए, slides of with Chris Stone, because I have Chris Stone because he really pushed for legal clinics, जो कि street law clinics भी कहलाते हैं, जो उसने mainstream किए universities में. Kamran loved hiking also, and he always promised us कि हम इस कर्दू लेके जाएगा. He was an avid photographer, so you can see कितने पेन्स के साथ वो तस्वीरों के लिए वो करता था. उसको ट्रैवल भी अच्छा लगता था. जब सिंध गया था तो तस्वीरें लेके आया. नीड्स असेसमेंट फॉर हारीज. Here he's taking notes with the haris. These were girls bonded labor who had recently been freed. So it just gives you a glimpse into his work and how he combined so many of his talents. When he went to Brussels to lobby for GSP+, यहाँ पे वो हर किस्म के लोगों के साथ comfortable था. This was like, he said, it's his masterpiece. It's on the Indus. So, you know, you'll see these pictures. That's his pet dog, Pluto. This, believe it or not, is the F9 park, and the flowers there. So I just wanted to say, add more, although Shivan has said what she has said, लेकिन कामरान का दिल जितना human rights में था, उतना मैं कभी उसको upset इतना नहीं देखती थी. लेकिन the one time he was very upset and very dejected was when the Quetta suicide bombings took place, and over 70 people were killed, of whom over 50 were lawyers. He was upset because he said, बलूचिस्तान की पूरी एक जनरेशन लॉयर्स की ख़त्म हो गई है. उस वजह से उसको काफ़ी वो हुआ. और जब हुकूमत ने सारे मुल्क को ही जब सिविल सोसाइटी पर कैदें रखी और कहा कि आप हर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए आपको एनओसी चाहिए. पहले फाटा और बलूचिस्तान और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के लिए एनओसी चाहिए होता था, फिर पूरा मुल्क ही इस तरह हो गया. तो कामरान वुड काइंड ऑफ कीप सेइंग कि जहाँ पर ह्यूमन राइट्स की सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है उन्हीं जगहों को, बलूचिस्तान को, फाटा को इन्होंने नो गो एरियाज़ करार दे दिया है फॉर human rights. So he kept pushing. He kept pushing from Sahar through South Asians. He kept pushing from open society foundations by arranging huge conferences of South Asians, whether in Nepal or trying to do it in Sri Lanka. So Kamran was dedicated to his human rights. Of course, he was no angel. He used to lose his temper a lot, and I cannot paint him as an angel. He lost his temper with bureaucrats, with those who spoke the language of the invisibles, and he had no qualms telling them off. मेरे सामने लड़ पड़ता था कि आपको लॉ की समझ नहीं है. कभी एक सेक्रेटरी के साथ नाम नहीं लूँगी, कभी दूसरे किसी ब्यूरोक्रेट के साथ. So, you know, that was the fighter in him. But yeah, he used to lose it over issues of injustice. He would get very angry, and he could not. He spoke the truth. He had a lot of integrity. He did not bother about speaking truth to power, because he considered those in power to be what Asma called them dimwits. So that was Kamran, and I have written about his fearlessness as well as his humor. But most of all, Kamran knew the transformative power of law, particularly for those who hungered for justice and needed the right tools to help them with their thirst for correcting social inequalities. He fought against these issues on a daily basis, whether it was the Convention Against Torture, whether it was his advocacy against the death penalty, or it was his work on legal aid with the rural support programs that helped empower the poor and poor women. So Kamran, what he taught us, the fight for justice, I can only say, Kamran, you will always be there with us and with the future generations of all you have helped.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we need to connect closing spaces with international politics. जब ट्रम्प फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल आए 2016 में, तो अमेरिका में crimes of hate against Muslim climbed up to 67% within the category of crimes of hate, whereas against Mexicans, people of color and others together was around 6 to 10%. This emboldened many others across the world to also have their own set of crimes of hate. So you see many people, including Modi, jinse Obama was debating whether he should shake his hands, to be hugged by Trump. And there were more crimes of hate in India. There was greater tolerance in Europe as well, as Hungary refused to have Syrian refugees as Europe closed its doors. So it was okay to hate, it was okay to be intolerant in specific contexts. In Pakistan also, I'm just trying to say, that is the international context. In Pakistan, especially for INGOs and NGOs, it starts with Osama bin Laden's killing, going on to APS, to the National Action Plan, to the INGO policy, and to NGO के लिए closing spaces. ये सारे जो हैं, ये एक दुनिया भर में लहर है जो कि पाकिस्तान में भी not just for NGOs but for freedom of expression, for freedom of association. These are huge challenges. So all I wanted to say, just like in India there has been pushback, in Pakistan also there has been strong pushback. And that pushback is through social movements, but also through the courts. So many of the INGOs have successfully challenged the policy. Many NGOs have successfully pushed back. And I think we need to continue to do so. Thank you.